You know, with the Canon R5, you can use a dummy battery, and it really, for the most part, doesn't matter what voltage you have. But when we switched to the Canon R5c, which is the cinema version, it requires a lot more consistent voltage for battery life. And, you know, one of these things will last you probably 20 minutes at most, especially shooting in 4K, even 8K. I actually haven't even tried shooting in 8K with these. You might need a higher power supply. But then the next option was to have two of these in the R5c with this extra battery grip, which only gives you maybe 35, 40 minutes at most. And it's just not practical, especially for a run and gun shoot. Even if I want to have a light setup, this isn't really going to cut it. So I tried a dummy battery. This is this one right here is a DC, it's adapter, so it's a DRE6. It's an LPE6 battery. It converts it to D-tap. So I can essentially just use a V-mount, and the V-mount battery will just connect it to the R5c. However, this is 7 volts, which the R5c requires at least 9 volt consistent power supply. At least that's what Canon says. And when I try and use this one specifically, it doesn't have enough voltage to supply the camera, and the camera just decides to turn off.
Yeah, so we bought another one online just to check and see if there was more consistent voltage out of other dummy batteries. So the Alvin one is the one that we actually found that actually maintains consistent voltage. I don't know if it maintains the 9 volt that Canon requires. I think it says that it maintains 8, but when trying it, it lasted a long time. You know, it didn't cut off after 2 minutes like it did with the, the dummy battery you had. So we got long life out of this one because it was connected to the V mount, and it maintained enough voltage that we haven't had any problems with it. So, but that's the only one we've been able to find that actually works as a dummy battery on the Canon R5c.